Josh, what is the most popular airport in the Silicon Valley?
I would have to say it is SFO, followed by probably like San Jose.
Probably. Surprisingly, there's one airport left off your list.
Oh, really?
It's called now the San Francisco Bay Oakland Airport.
Oh,
Oakland
okay,
International.
yeah. There is Oakland. I've flown out of Oakland before, but only once. It's really
okay.
small.
So I guess that would mean BYU. It got bigger, but the controversy right now is that, as you demonstrated, apparently, Oakland is kind of forgettable that they have an airport there. Even for people in the area, it's like, like if you're in the South Bay, you'd automatically just go to San Jose.
Yeah, you just go to San Jose
or SFO if they have a cheaper flight or a better flight. But Oakland wants to change that. And their big plan is to change the name because they think that if they change the name, they'll get more people realizing that Oakland is in the SF Bay Area.
I do wonder who flies out of Oakland because I never hear anyone really flying out of there.
I don't think so. The thing is that it's not people flying out, people flying in.
Oh, okay.
They want to capture the people flying into Oakland. So they want to go, and then basically when they pull up a list of places to fly into, it's like, oh, I'm going to travel to the Bay or Silicon Valley, Bay Area. Mm-hmm. They'll see the San Jose, Mineta Airport, SJC, and then they'll see SFO, San Francisco International, and they'll also see San Francisco Bay, Oakland International Airport.
Oh my god. Oh my
god. So
god.
they're going to be like, well, I might as well, there's two SF ones and one San Jose one. So if I'm going to South Bay, definitely that. But if I'm going to go to SF, there's two. I can pick one of the two.
Yeah.
But there's additional information that we're going to talk about in a second after you consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button. We come out with interesting videos like this one daily. So if you want to stay up to date with interesting topics like this, consider subscribing. So the crazy thing is that there is obviously a battle between SFO and the Oakland Airport.
I can imagine why, but the thing is, those two airports aren't even comparable because SFO is just so much bigger.
That is true.
Than Oakland.
That is the biggest airport in the region. But the crazy thing is that now the airports are in a legal battle because San Francisco threatened to sue Oakland if they went through and changed the name. And as of Thursday, the 11th of April, they voted 7-0. So they all unanimously voted to change the name to now San Francisco Bay Oakland Airport. Oakland International Airport.
That's such a bad name because like you're gonna get people that are confused on which one to go to. They're gonna come in and be
like, how do I get? Like, can I get a cab to SF? And they're like, oh, that's gonna be a lot. They don't realize how much it's gonna be.
It's crazy.
You can take the BART, I guess. You can BART in, but then that's like, oh, you
can BART in, but at the same time, it's like. I think for the people traveling to San Francisco, I do think San Francisco International
isn't great either.
It's not great. It's not great either because people don't realize it's still like
it's really far away.
It's still really far away.
Yeah, so they're both kind of bad.
Yeah, they're both kind of bad if you're actually trying to get to the city. But at the same time, like if you're taking international flights or coming in, SFO I think is a better experience than coming in Oakland, at least from what I remember, because Oakland Airport was so small.
Yeah, I feel like the more regional airports usually don't have as much funding. But the thing is that they hope with this name change to change that, because as of right now, the airport has 30,000 jobs and has an impact of $1.6 billion on the Oakland area.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
So I'm like that they're seeing that as like, oh, right now when our name is very obscure and nobody realizes that Oakland is in the Bay Area, that with the name change, more people will go there. The initial thought that I had was that it's kind of like how like Tokyo where if you fly into like Tokyo, there's like 2 airports.
Oh yeah, there's what is it like Narita?
Yeah,
And
Narita and
Haneda.
yeah, Haneda.
Yeah,
And technically Haneda is the closer one, but a lot of people just default to going to Narita.
yeah. But it's also they make it easy to travel to Tokyo with the railway.
But I feel like if you go to Oakland, I don't think you understand where you're going.
You go to the In and Out
No.
as soon as you land. You go to the closed In and Out.
The closed in, yeah, to take a picture there. So people are obviously making jokes about this because they're like, oh, they should just change the name to something else. So they're talking about how like, oh, they should just call it BIP or BIP for Bippin,
Oh my god!
which is
yeah.
the term used to refer to like car break-ins, where you just like go and break the window and then snatch and grab effectively.
Yeah.
So they're like talking about how they should change the name to like something like that, where it's like, oh, all this like crime and stuff. And I'm like,
They try to make it more. They integrate the Oakland aesthetic into the name. But I do want to say that I personally think that this name change. First off, it is very confusing as like a flyer coming in from out of state to possibly go to San Francisco and see the area. I think that this name change is going to confuse a lot of people because the thing is that you could also BART from San Francisco too, and there's multiple ways of getting to the city. Even though it is far, I think it's a more straightforward way to get there from SFO to San Francisco.
I feel like there's probably a lot of tour buses and stuff that probably start out in SF and then go up, or SFO and lead up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do think that this naming scheme is gonna work though. Maybe not in terms of like in court, because apparently they're gonna fight tooth and nail to like get them to revert it back or change it to something else, not have San Francisco Bay in the title.
You know what though? I do remember that it was cheaper to get flights
To Oakland?
to Oakland. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense to get cheaper flights to Oakland or even travel internationally from Oakland, because Oakland does international travel as well. So it'll be interesting to see. But you know what I could foresee is that you get a lot of negative reviews coming in saying that I thought I was flying in from Oakland or to San Francisco or SFO.
Yeah.
Just a lot of confused people and saying it's like, hey, I'm getting a deal and getting this fly, and then you get into Oakland and you're like,
Then you like
well,
see actually how far you are, and then you're like, maybe not. So the other one is that while most people are kind of hesitant or like, not really convinced on the name change, you would think that like, oh, maybe the airlines would also be on board and be like, oh, maybe this isn't the greatest idea, it'd cause confusion. But you'd be wrong, because the Spirit Vice President, John Kirby, was saying that they believe there's a great untapped opportunity with the renaming of the Oakland Airport. And this will make our flights to Oakland more discoverable.
Oh,
So they see it as an opportunity because now there's going to be more traffic going into their airport. Because like Spirit's not the most, is the budget one really.
yeah, flying Spirit into Oakland.
It's like
That sounds kind of
Greyhound.
wild. Yeah, it's the Greyhound of the Greyhound
Of the
of
skies.
the sky. Yes, that's interesting.
But I mean, in terms of like, Oakland's not bad in terms of like, there's a lot of good food and a lot of things to do. But I mean, I feel like you're getting kind of clickbaited. You're like, oh, it says
that's
SF,
true.
but in reality, you're not going to SF. It's technically touching the San Francisco Bay,
That's true.
which is true. So I'm like, I don't know. It's like they're not lying, but they're not. It's definitely clickbait. You're like,
it's 100% clickbait. I think that's the perfect
problem.
That's the problem. Yeah, they're clickbaiting you into going to Oakland. But I
This is
do
a
agree.
swap.
I do agree with you. There's a lot of good food in Oakland and a lot of things to see.
Yeah, but I feel like if you
except the Bippin.
there's a lot of other like negative things. But let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think that Oakland should just stay the course? And both of them have said that they're going to fight to, one, keep the name change, and to have the other people remove the name change.
I think as long as they keep the acronym, I think it might be okay. Like if they keep Oak, like because it's like Oakland.
But I mean,
and
even then, it's
SFO.
the full name is the one that people like look at.
Yeah, true. When
And
you're
it's like, oh,
scrolling,
you can
yeah.
go to because there's a lot of options where it's like, oh, in your flight, it'll say like, oh, you can flight to SFO, but there's nearby airports, and you can say like San Francisco Bay, Oakland. It's like, oh, that's like close by, and it's way cheaper, so might as well go there.
Yeah.
So I think people are going to get very confused. But let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.